Inside Dallas, Dallas's only metropolitan news magazine program. An insightful showcase of our city's most dynamic decision makers. Now our hosts, Roger Staubach and Alice Caron.
Ahead on Inside Dallas, putting a name on it.
A speedy recovery.
And all that glitters, coming up on Inside Dallas. Welcome to Inside Dallas. I'm Roger Staubach.
And I'm Alice Caron. Our broadcast teams report the latest news and information vital to you at home or work.
You'll find our show a valuable guide when making important decisions throughout your busy day.
It's been said that you can't judge a book by its cover.
There is an eagle in Dallas, and it's not a Philadelphia eagle. And printed circuit board customers are saluting it. Don Armstrong reports.
Eagle Circuits Incorporated has succeeded in satisfying printed board customers by delivering a quality product on time. And that quality is evidenced by their tremendous growth in sales, from $600,000 annually in 1989 to over $3 million this year.
Printed circuit boards, I like to use an analogy of essentially in your house. In your house, what you have is you have lights, you have switches, you have the electrical supply. What you have connecting all of these things is wires, insulated wires that do all that. We're doing that same thing, but we're doing it on an electronic level, meaning we're providing circuits on a circuit board which is going to allow us to connect to an LED from a power source or connect to a capacitor, to a CPU. We're doing that all again on the electronic level.
Explain to me what Eagle Circuits does.
What Eagle Circuits is, we're a printed circuit board manufacturer, meaning that we fabricate printed circuit boards at our facility. But that's not all that, we do more than that too. We have an alliance with Circuit Design Specialties. They're our design facility. Likewise, we also have an alliance with National Testing Services. They do our testing for us. What that does is by having all three companies, we all work in close conjunction, but what we can do for you or for a customer is provide them with a total solution to printed circuit board manufacturing and design. And that's what we're trying to aim at doing.
Give me some examples of where you can find printed circuit boards.
Printed circuit boards are pretty much used in any electronic piece of equipment these days. It'll include computers, obviously, Xerox machines, fax machines, testing systems, instrumentation panels, even in your car. Any car which has a digital display on it has a circuit board inside there. Nowadays, radios, transistors, stereo equipment, again, anything that's electronic has a circuit board in there.
What industries in general do your circuit boards impact?
Circuit boards in general are, again, used in all the industries. We cater more to some of the industries that we tend to build boards for. We do build boards for the aircraft industry, obviously, the medical industry, the communications industry, and again, all the other electronics industries.
Who are some of your clients?
We have some of the more popular names: Texas Instruments, AT&T, McDonnell Douglas, Honeywell. We build boards for all of those companies. Likewise, we also build boards for a lot of smaller companies, lots of very local companies. There's a company called Spectrum Scientific that's in the medical instrumentation field, Cochrane Consulting. Who else is there? Lots of small companies.
What other services do you provide here?
Here, at our main facility here, all we do is board fabrication. Again, at CDS, we provide design capabilities and design services. Likewise, at NTS, we have scoring and testing facilities available to us there. As far as our capabilities are concerned here, we can make single-sided boards, double-sided boards, and multi-layer boards. They come in all sorts of thicknesses, all sorts of finishes. Pretty much all of the finishes and most of the standard applications, standard finishes, we're capable of doing those in-house.
We have the privilege of having some of the most experienced designers in the industry. In fact, our youngest designer has over 13 years experience. Our oldest designer actually has over 30 years experience. What's unique about these designers is they all come from a military design background. So any project they do is going to be designed to strict military standards. We have a lot of technological capabilities under our belt. For instance, we do a lot of multi-layer boards. We do a lot of surface mount technology, a lot of analog boards, ECL routing, high-speed routing, RF, IF, controlled impedance, VME bus, and of course digital and digital routing.
Explain what you mean by providing customers with full turnkey service.
Well, Don, we strive to function either as a client's primary supplier for all of his electronic services or as an extension of his own in-house capabilities for design, manufacturing, or assembly. For instance, if a client needs to have a hand-drawn schematic put into electronic media, we can certainly do that. Likewise, we can actually do the design and layout of the circuit board on our own CAD systems, do the photoplotting of the master artwork, manufacture the printed circuit boards, and even assemble those boards. So in other words, we can take the client's project from schematic all the way to finished board or anywhere in between.
How are your services convenient for the client?
Well, they're convenient in a number of ways. I think the most convenient way is that we have, the client has access via an 800 number, a nationwide 800 number, to a group of experienced professionals that make him a one-stop source for all of these design and manufacturing needs. The second way that it's convenient for him is that he has one purchase order to write for any or all of these services. He has one person to call if he needs to know the status of his design or if he needs to rearrange any time frames on any of the particular areas of the design or manufacturing process. And thirdly, if anything ever goes wrong or anything changes, again, he has one person to call, one point of contact from schematic all the way to finished boards that can help him.
What would you say sets you apart from your competitors?
Well, once again, finally, in this industry, our client has one place where he can go with a group of professionals that truly understand his manufacturing, design, manufacturing, and assembly needs. He's got one place where he can go to meet any turn schedule almost imaginable, from 24 hours on in some cases, that can take his project from schematic to assembled boards. Very few places have this because most places have sort of a shopping list. Whoever happens to be cheapest this day gets the work. Well, for the client, that reduces throughput, that causes confusion in his mind because of multiple purchase orders, and most importantly, there's a lack of quality control. When everything from start to finish is controlled by one person under one roof, he's assured of efficiency, greater cost effectiveness, and greater quality control.
Through the use of computer-controlled equipment, the staff at Eagle is able to provide its customers with prototype or production quantities of circuit boards at a competitively low cost.
We're members of the IPC, which is essentially the governing body for the circuit board industry. We're members of those. We attend their trade shows and their seminars every year, obviously. And depending on what they have going, we'll have some of our employees go there too. So they're being brought up to speed as far as seminars are concerned, and then we're attending there, so we're also exposed to what the latest technologies are out there and what the trends are.
Your company is very environmentally conscious, isn't it?
Absolutely. In fact, we comply with all local, state, and government regulations. And the main concern there is we're using a lot of water, and constantly, as they're processed with the metals, they're getting a lot of metals and salts in there. What we've just implemented about a year, not even a year ago, a month ago, was an ion exchange system that we brought into our facility. What that does is now all the water that we're processing goes to this ion exchange unit. We're removing all the salts out of it. We're also removing all the metals out of that. That water is actually deionized water, which we can recycle through our facility. Thereby, we eliminate any discharge of water out into the sewer system.
So tell me what kind of feedback you get from your customers.
Our main concern, or our specialty, is the quick turn service. And constantly, we're always trying to get feedback from our customers as far as our ability to provide the service that they requested. If they wanted something in 48 hours, were we able to provide that service to them? Were we able to hit their delivery schedules? We're treating ourselves as a service to them. Consequently, if that gentleman needs a board in 24 hours, he's obviously paying for it. But by the same time, we want to make sure that it is delivered to him within 24 hours to the standards that he requested.
What is your custom field, or what do you specialize in?
We have excelled in our quick turn service. I think we've built our reputation as a quick turn shop here. And what we're doing essentially is we're gearing ourselves to the engineers and the designers that are developing product. We're out there providing boards to them within 24 hours. And what that essentially means is here's an engineer who's designing a product. We can turn around, once that board has been designed, in 24 hours he's got a physical product that he can test. What that does to the overall picture is it is cutting down his cycle time from design to actually putting product out in the field. And that's where we've been very successful. And consequently, we've been able to get customers, not just locally, but from all over the country, especially with our high-speed modems. They can modem information to us. We can process it through our facility. and have it shipped via FedEx or any method they want the next day.
What we do is basically we provide a test service to ensure that the designer and the board manufacturer builds the boards and specifications to the customer's wishes or desires. And what we basically do that by three functions. One is by comparison testing, whereas we take the board, a board that's already manufactured, and we place on there and allow the tester to manufacture or to generate a net list. We also do it by doing a net list that's provided by the designer, and we can take that design or the net list and test the board against that particular design. Or the third way is a CAD design, and this is software that's generated by the end user and provided to the design house, and we can take that and extract a net list and test the board by those functions.
What kind of boards do you test?
We test just about any kind of board that is manufactured from the standpoint of multi-layer and/or single or double-sided boards. We also have the capability to V-score, which is a capability to enhance the board designer. This way they don't have to route the boards also. But we have the capability to test boards anywhere from 10 volt to 250 volt, and with a 1 ohm to 250 meg ohm capability. We have the same capability as any larger company. The only thing is just a little smaller scale. We do have the capability to do all the software packages and everything else that we do have in-house. We also have the test capabilities of all the larger manufacturers. This just allows our customer base the same abilities that a much larger board house would have. And this allows them to be able to get it done cheaper because we incur the costs.
One of the many advantages that NTS enjoys over its competitors is that they're mil-spec certified, so they're able to offer the highest quality on the market today.
Basically, we put a lot of ourselves into it. What we try to do is we strive on service, and we provide all our customers this same sort of service, no matter how small or how large. We have a ability to provide V-scoring, which is ability that most of my competitors are not into at this time. We've got a larger grid base than most of our competitors have. We have a machine that's close to, we have several machines, but one of them is well over $500,000 in cost alone. Most of our other competitors out there's machines are much cheaper, and it's just the ability to be able to do the top side as well as the bottom side simultaneous test, and with the electronics on both sides. This kind of differentiates us from them, and that's basically the difference between us.
We invite all of our clients to give us a call at 1-800-938-4237 and to explore ways in which we can increase their efficiency, save them time, and save them money for design, manufacturing, and assembly needs.
Customers receive their projects on time, every time. That's Eagle Circuit's philosophy and their promise.
Eagle Circuit's custom design and manufacture to your specifications. Call 800-938-4327.
That story brings this edition of Inside Dallas to an end.
Please join us again next time for a guide to products and services in the Metroplex on Inside Dallas.